Hello, we finally come to the last chapter, more on mobile development. We have gone to the three basic practical components of mobile application development, including UI, local storage, and web services. We'd like to look at more on mobile development right now. This chapter will cover mobile security, other useful APIs, and cross-platform technology. Security is a very important topic for mobile applications. Mobile devices uses wireless communication to enhance its functionality. But such communication open up mobile devices to many security risks. The basic threats of mobile devices including data, identity, and availability loss. Mobile devices can store different personal data that are rather sensitive. These could include password, credit card information, and etc. When some of these data were obtained, it is possible for people to actually steal the identity of the users by pretending to be the user themselves, and this can cause identity to be stolen and identity theft would happen and malicious attack might occur. Availability of a mobile device is also important and it is being attacked. The users might have limited access to the devices and could not use it in a normal manner. Some popular ways how people might attack mobile devices include manipulating smartphones into zombie machines to spam emails, SMS, or other messages. It can also force the phone to make calls, but the owner would be charged for the calls instead of the attackers. It can be used to record conversation between users. It can be used to steal users' identity and impersonate the user for malicious purposes. It can also remove personal data or files. There are some security measures to protect the users. The most important is the operating system. The operating system itself offers the first layer of security. Operating system that's designed to have less flaws and security risks are harder to be attacked. Sandboxing is a common idea used in mobile OS to protect private data by isolating them. This allowing them to be easily accessed by other applications. Antivirus software were also made possible for users to prevent their devices from being attacked by malwares or hacking practices. Network security will ensure that data are protected during the transmission via encryption, via spam filters, and also telecom network surveillances or other strategies. Resource monitoring is achieved by monitoring the usage of resources on the devices, such as battery usage, memory usage, network traffic usage, for anomaly to detect possible attacks. And user awareness is also important, where the user themselves are paying attention to avoid danger and also to identify possible attack in a much earlier manner to prevent further damages. In Android, the operating system provides some basic security measures to protect applications from unauthorized stealing of data and other security risks. Android relies greatly on Linux kernel security measures that protects the resources within the application itself. The Linux kernel security allows each Android package to have a unique Linux user ID assigned to it during installation. These create a sandboxing effect to allow resources to be protected and preventing resources to be easily affected by other applications. Due to this kernel-level security, communication of applications often require additional steps such as content providers, broadcast intents, AIDL interfaces. Permission is also another security mechanism available to help the users protect their application data. Permission has to be set to allow certain information to flow between applications. This is a border guard at either end to control the traffic allowed through. We have seen examples of permission that is required in the previous chapter, where networking actually requires permission. Many Android native components requires permission, and they can be found under android.Manifest.permission class. They can be specified in the Android manifest, and when the application package is installed, the permission requested will be presented and the users must analyze and grant the permission. For iOS, the security is a lot more tighter and a lot more stricter. iPhone uses a closed system. The system does not allow users to freely do whatever they want to the devices, but these created a much better security for the device family in general. First, iPhone forces all developers to submit their applications for a review process before publishing to the AppStore. These can take weeks depending on the size of the application. These will ensure that the applications that are being published will strictly follow a set of rules in UI design and is also free from malicious codes as well as obscene contents. Users are not allowed to distribute their applications via other means, and this is the only official means to distribute their applications, unlike Android. iPhone also disallowed Bluetooth communication with other platforms, as well as simple USB file transfer from computers without iMac's own family of applications. For the developer side, how can they secure the mobile applications that they develop? It is very simple. The developer only has to focus on two major categories of actions that they need to take care about. First is the handling the private data on the handset itself, as well as during the transmission of private data over the network. While handling the private data on the device itself, the developer should limit the storage of private and sensitive data in the application that they will be storing locally. These will prevent data from being easily stolen by certain malicious parties when they manage to get hold on the actual device. Developers should also not store sensitive data in plain text format inside the device. They should not try to work around any security mechanism imposed by the handset operating system or the Android framework. They should always use encryption whenever sensitive data is being dealt with. The next is during transmission of private data via networks. The data should be handled with a similar manner. They need to ensure that servers connected are proper and properly secured against identity theft and invasion of privacy. They should test any server that they are trying to connect to, and they should try to use better transmission methods that are more secure, such as using HTTPS instead of HTTP with SSL. The developers can also use other useful APIs to enhance the applications. We understand that most applications are using the basic methods and the basic functionalities that we have been covering in the last 3 chapters. However, many applications also require certain features available in smartphones to help enhance the capability of the applications, including basic features such as camera, GPS, Bluetooth, and etc. Many of these features can help to produce interesting and powerful mobile applications. Some Android APIs that commonly explored includes Multimedia, Telephony and SMS, Maps, Geocoding and Location-based Services, Sensors, Bluetooth. Multimedia API allows users to do with multimedia, including audio and video, where they can make use of media player and media recorder to playback and record these multimedia contents. These allow users to design applications that is dealing with playing and recording such data. Multimedia API also includes the camera. This allows users to use the camera API to control the camera of the phone to be used together with the applications. These controls in Android including the alterations of EXIF data via EXIF interface class. Telephony and SMS services are also important in mobile devices, and all mobile devices comes with such native capabilities to call and receive phone calls, as well as sending and receiving messages. Android allows users to have capabilities to customize these applications. These customized applications can perform the same kind of processes and on the same time can be added with some different features. The next API is Maps, Geocoding and Locations, which is a very popular API to be used in mobile applications. Smartphones are usually equipped with GPS sensors nowadays, which allows users to act as GPS device on the go, and with the location data it is possible to develop a lot of different kind of applications where location is an important input. Google Maps is matured and can be easily used to achieve a lot of possible things for Android applications. Other than using the sensor itself, location can also be estimated via cell-based location technology based on the service providers. Geocoding allows the applications to figure out where is the location based on street address rather than the longitude and latitude. Such location information is very helpful to develop navigation systems or proximity-based applications. Some common sensors in Androids include accelerometer, gyroscope, light, magnetic field, orientation, pressure, proximity, temperature. These are very helpful sensors that can be used to develop different applications that can use such sensor data to develop, including compass, but via using magnetic sensor, for example. Before we come to an end, let's try to look at the last aspect that we have to look at. We know that there are some of these main players since Chapter 1 in mobile application development field. Today, besides Android, the next most significant mobile OS is iOS. iOS, unlike Android, is using these operating system only in their own family line of products that are produced by Apple. This is very different compared to Android's idea, which is an open operating system that can be used by various manufacturers to produce their own mobile devices. Apple produces iMac, iPhone, iPad, iPod series that runs on their own operating system. The iOS had mobile versions that power up the iPhone, and although with limited models, the market size of each iPhone model is actually quite significant. We learned that iPhone uses a very strict protective measure. This allows iPhone to protect the users from malicious attack and also causes iPhone to be less compatible with other technologies. Users will not be able to easily send MP3 or Bluetooth to a non-iPhone user without using certain Apple products. This method can create loyalty to Apple products, which is helpful to promote the full package of Apple products. iPhone's marketplace is also highly monitored, so they are technically very safe from potential malicious attack. There are many more mobile platforms available. Unfortunately, none of them were actually very significant, provided with current day's statistics. In order to actually try to make sure that there are more platforms that your mobile application can support, cross-platform technology is one of the considerations that can be taken into consideration. Java ME used to be one of the best examples of cross-platform technologies when mobile application first started. However, Java ME is now aged and has been slowly given up by developers. More modern examples of cross-platform technology includes Adobe Air, Accelerator, Ionic, Unity, and etc. for better performance in cross-platform development. Java ME is an application-based cross-platform technology where the users write proper applications. And because Java can run on JVMs, and as long as we install JVMs in the target devices, they can run the applications without problem. Many cross-platform development in modern day, however, uses a different idea, where the UI designs were generally web-based. These HTML-based UI designs will be a lot more easier to be interpreted in different platforms. However, cross-platform is not always as powerful as using native operating systems for development, as they have less capabilities of accessing some native native technology that is available in the operating system itself. We don't know what will be the next trend in mobile, but as mobile application developers, we must always be ready to accept these new changes and adapt ourselves. This course, however, has covered most of the basic things that you need to know about mobile application development, including the usage of proper UI design, storing of data in the devices, as well as using cloud technology to complement the mobile applications. So good luck and thanks for being with us for this course. Thank you and hope to see you again in the future.